Every time I think about the things you say are true, it gets me thinking about the different ways we choose to spend our time. And I know that there are differing priorities, but it seems that yours are stuck in 1982. And all the pain you worry about today, just leave behind. Just listen up and say it's for the birds. It's for the birds. It's for the birds. It's for the birds. One thing you always say is look out for yourself. Nobody else is gonna keep you safe and make you satisfied. And that's something that I just can't come to terms with. So you can keep yourself protected from society, and all the friends you dump along the way will all move on without you, and they'll say it's for the birds. It's for the birds. It's for the birds. It's for the birds. And if you open up your eyes, look around, you'll start to find that you gave up the daily grind for something worse. Pretending that you are much better than the other people, finding fault in things that don't align with what you want to hear, believing everything that you were told when you were growing up. After all, all that matters is your happiness, the end. Protecting others for the way that they decide to live their life. Denying every single fact you know that deep down is the truth. Intimidated, sad and scared is the reason for your pain. Now it's time to start again. It's for the birds. It's for the birds. Remember, folks, it's all just for the birds. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the happy hour. And this is a bit of a special one because I'll be playing my 2018 album, Selfish Aware, acoustically from end to end. So, yeah, strap on in because this will be interesting. I haven't played a lot of these songs in about 3 years since I first wrote and recorded them. But that was the first track, and one of the first songs that I actually ever recorded and released using DistroKid. And I released the album Selfish Aware using DistroKid as well. If you want to learn how to release your own music, you can check it out down below. And you can also jump over to petejohns.com. And that's probably the best and easiest way to get hold of the album and any of the other music that I have shared, because it'll take you straight in to a link. My mouse is playing silly buggers here today because of the Mac update has just made the mouse even worse. So I can't even get over there, but that's all right. Just go to petejohns.com. Trust me, it will take you straight in. You can go to Spotify, YouTube, anywhere else that you want to be, and you'll be good to go. Just going to zoom in here because I've had these problems here and everything's reset. So I just need to embiggen my screen here so I can actually read the comments that are coming in here. So I'll say good day to you all in a moment once I can actually see what's going on there. But what I'll do is let's jump into track number 2, because we got 12 tracks to get through here today, and I'm going to try and do it in as close to an hour as possible. It'll take a while. Probably won't get them all done within the hour, so get ready for overtime, folks. But this is track number 2 from the album. It is a song called The Tree, and I wrote this about being a parent, a new parent, and picking up your kids from school for the first time, or in that first year, where it's like, oh man, this person that's been with me for the last 5 years, I'm now just going to drop and leave with a bunch of strangers all day. So I wrote this song to make myself feel better, and hopefully it'll make you feel better too. 1, 2, 3, 4. won't see. It's what they always said to me, and it never meant as much before as it means now, waiting for you. So I try to do it right. Now you're somewhere out of sight, and I'm feeling like I'm kinda nervous, wondering when you'll come back to me, and I'll wait for you by the tree in the school, and you'll count on me to be there for you, there for you. Look around and all I see is others looking back at me, and I know they're feeling just the same as I feel now, waiting for you. Have you had a happy day? Did you find a friend to play? Are your hopes and dreams all coming true? Do you feel the same way too? And I'll wait for you by the tree in the school, and you'll count on me to be there for you, there for you. Yes, I'll wait for you by the tree in the school, and you'll count on me to be there for you, there for you. Oh, 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 oh. The Tree. I thought it was a good idea at the time to write a song that had 3 different time signatures. For those counting along at home, that one is in 5/4, 4/4, and 3/4 in different sections. And shish, does it take it out of me? I think after that one, I deserve a bit of a beverage. Today I'm enjoying the Bent Spoke, which is from the Bent Spoke Crankshaft IPA. And it's from a brewery out of Canberra, I believe. Cycling related, hence the name Bent Spoke. That's a good drop. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, I didn't even mention it. See, I'm so distracted by trying to remember how to play these songs that I didn't even say thank you to those who have donated through the week, and thank you to those who choose to donate today. As we say every time, I know I'm a broken record on this, but donations are always appreciated, never expected. So the best thing you can do for me is hang out here, have yourself a beverage, have a good time, and sit back and enjoy. And if you do want to go and hear the original versions, sorry, I'm just seeing Thomas here say, isn't it Tree 4? Yes, it was in 5/4, 4/4, and Tree 4 time, that song. But if you do want to go hear the full band original versions, you can go over to petejohns.com and check out all my music over there. All right. So this next song that I'm going to play is probably my favourite to play, and you might have noticed I'm trying to find slightly different ways to play some of these songs here today. So this one, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a little bit differently here. We're going to slow it down a little bit here, so we can just savor some of the words that we have in there, because this song's about people and their opinions. And some people have opinions that they mistake for fact, and some people have opinions that they like to express to other people and try to make other people think the same way as they do, which is fine sometimes, but sometimes I just get a little bit over it, and I get a little bit sick of some opinions. So this is called Your Opinion. 2, 3, 4. Everybody talks too much. They like to hear the sound of their own voice echoing across the room, and it don't mean when it's nothing more than your opinion. Everybody shouts out loud when there's emotion, but it doesn't mean a lot to anybody listening, getting up on your high horse, making sure we all know your opinion. You have the right to say whatever you want. You have the freedom to express, but there are consequences to everything. So don't look so shocked when I call you on your should it be something that I need to say. Let me explain it to you in one more way. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, and that's some physics for you, friends. You have the right to think whatever you feel. You have the freedom to be a tool if you want to. But when I call you out on your BS, don't be surprised. Now it's time to quiet down. Shh. We're sick of listening to the same old clowns, repeating what they said the last time round. I think we're done with your opinion. Already told us your opinion. There's consequences to your opinion. It might be wrong, but it's your opinion. Your opinion. Your opinion. Your opinion. Your opinion. There you go. It is your opinion. You're welcome to it. You can have it, but there are consequences. As the song says, you can say whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Don't mean there's not consequences, right? And remember, the two most powerful phrases in the English language are, in my opinion, and in my experience. Everything else is just up for grabs, right? All right, let's move on here. Exactly, that is my opinion. My opinion is that your opinion should be expressed, but that there are consequences to your opinion. Just remember, in my opinion. Let's say good day to some of the folks who are here live. Thank you, Thomas. That was just your opinion. Joe Glenn, I got Deep Gravity here. We got Barry Glenn, Kim Harden Hudson. Hello to Boomer Bass Meme R×2. Cody and Tristan. Hello to Mum and Dad. Hope you're doing well. Mark Bro, Black Covers, Christopher Rossi. Hello to Scott. Hello Gortium85. Hello Blading Red Beats. And Dave, 1:15 a.m. Sorry, Dave, I know it's late for you to do this one, but good job coming along, and I hope you enjoy it. Hairbrush Microphone, g'day to you as well. Jade Starr is in the house. Jade Starr probably recovering from her opening hour show as well. I only caught the first half, Jade, because I had to then get set up, but you were sounding good, playing some stuff from one of my favourite of your albums, and hopefully some of these are some of your favourites from my albums. I'm going to have a quick beverage, and then we're going to play another tune. So, this song, I'm going to play it up a tone today, just because I'm going to be adventurous. So this song, I both love, I say this every time I play it, but I both love and really dislike the fact that this song resonates with a lot of people because it's about anxiety, and it's called Anxiety. And I wrote this to reflect upon some times that I was having where I was struggling with anxiety. And anxiety really is, it's a discussion between you and this make-believe thing in your head. And I wanted to write this as a bit of an anthem to say to anxiety. So this is called Anxiety. You say the time for hope is gone and there is nothing left to comfort in the end. And you say even when you're feeling good that something else will come around the bend. And I'm always thinking, always trying to hold on. And I always fear that something else will go wrong. It's wrong. You say even when there's good things happening, the party will be at an end real soon. You say you might be happy now, but I've a million ways to open up the wound. And I'm always hurting, always trying to hang on. And it's hard to fear this feeling might be wrong, and it might be in my head. But my heart is racing and I'm scared. And I take a breath and try to see you're not real, you were just anxiety. You say you'll never get away from me, you might as well just settle in and deal. And you say stuck with me forever. This will always be the way you're gonna feel. But I don't believe you. I can still carry on, and I realize now this feeling is just wrong, and I know it's in my head, and my heart is stronger. I'm not scared, and I take a breath and know it's me. I'm not you, you are just anxiety. I'm gonna stay, but you're gonna walk away. I'm gonna stay, but you're gonna walk right out the door. I'm gonna stay, but you're gonna walk away. I'm gonna stay, but you're gonna walk away. Track number 4, Anxiety, from the 2018 album Selfish Aware, which is what we're playing through here. I'll tell you a little bit about that song in a sec. But first, beer. Thank you. Yeah, the video that I made for that was the 4 Pete's video. If you've not seen that one, just search Pete Johns Anxiety. It was a lot of fun to make. I did the split screen thing where there's like 4 of me in there. It's a little bit terrifying. I always say that, yeah, my wife doesn't like that video because one of me is more than enough. But yeah, so I wrote that song as part of a 4-track challenge that Joe Gilder was running at the time, which I actually won, which I don't win much in life, but that was kind of cool. But I actually recorded the original version of that just using 4 tracks. So I just had 1 track, which was me doing backing vocals and guitars, another guitar and backing, main vocal, backing vocal, where I was actually tapping a cardboard box for percussion, and that was it. So it was interesting learning experience way back when in 2017, and I thought, yeah, it was a cool song, so I wanted it to make the album, and eventually it did. When I put that album together. Whew, it's getting warm in here. It's coming into summertime here in Australia, which means that it's the studio here is going to start heating up a little bit. I mentioned that because the next song is actually called Summer. And I wrote this one in winter, funnily enough. So shout out to my buddy John and Kel and Jason over at the Sound Spark Facebook group, the Sound Spark Song Collaborative group. This was a song I wrote because they had a prompt to write a summer song, and here in Australia, it wasn't summer at the time. So I actually wrote this one about the fact that I was missing the fact that it's not summer here. So this is my song called Summer. Only the rain keeps me company, falling from high in the sky. Grey skies above and they're bringing me down. Walking the streets of my city, stumbling down every street, wondering when it will all start to change. And I wish it was summer, wish it was summer and I was okay. Wish it was summer again. Back to my place in the suburbs, storm clouds are still rolling in, safe in my mind for an hour or two. And I pluck up my courage and step out the door. Maybe the rain ain't so bad. Maybe it's all what you choose to believe. And I wish it was summer. Wish it was summer and I was okay. Wish it was summer again. And I'm doing the best that I can, making the most of the time that I have, living one day at a time. And I'm happy to see you again, telling me everything's gonna be fine. You bring the light to me. And I'm thinking of summer, thinking of summer and feeling okay. But I know that summer is gone. And I'm thinking of summer, think of the sun in my heart, on my skin, thinking of summer again. Oh. Summer. It is just leaving for all of you up north, and it is just arriving, as you can probably tell from the sweat patches. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. You know what? It still kind of makes me get a little bit teary. A lot of this album, because it was sort of my first album, it was around a time in my life where I was like trying to get out of the corporate world, trying to decide what I'd do with, you know, the rest of my life. Yeah, a lot of very meaningful songs to me as well. So I'm glad that the emotion and the passion and the feeling is able to be communicated through these songs. Cheers, folks. I've got a couple of donations, which I'll say thank you for in a moment. And sorry, I'm missing a lot of the chat here too, again, because I'm using all the screens and trying to jump around. So hello to Bubba, who's here. Perfect timing. This is my favourite PJ. Well, thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. And I'm sure I missed one. Was it from our man, Christopher Rossi? It was indeed. Thank you, Christopher Rossi. Yeah, and I'm right up here. Yeah, anxiety is a B word, a big fat B word, and it does. It never goes. It's one of those things that never goes away. It's kind of like addiction. It never goes away, but you just need to learn how to work with it to make it your B word. So I'm trying to keep it PG-13 until I don't. Let's continue on here. All right. Okay. Now, this is a song that nearly didn't make the album because I really didn't like the mix of it at the time, and eventually I actually did a full faders down remix version of it, and then it did eventually make the album. And now that I'm sitting here having to play this, I'm like, whew, I kind of wish it didn't make the album, and I kind of wish I could just skip it. But you know what? What do we keep saying? Mistakes make you better. So maybe this will be a big mistake. I gotta remember how to play it. So there you go. There it is. So this is a song called Sin, and it is it's the only song on this album that I actually rap on. So we got that to look forward to here, folks. So wish me luck as we play this one acoustically. 2, 3, 4. They say you better toughen up or this here town will eat you alive. They say protect yourself at every turn and never let the others see you cry. They say if you want to fit in here, you better learn to follow, not to stand. They say it's time to be a man, and don't you ever try to get a helping hand. I didn't know it was a sin, didn't know it was a problem anymore. It's just the way I feel within. It's a feeling that I know I can't ignore. They say you better toughen up or this here town will eat you alive. They say protect yourself at every turn and never let the others see you cry. They say if you want to fit in here, you better learn to follow, not to stand. They say it's time to be a man, and don't you ever try to get a helping hand. I didn't know it was a sin, I didn't know it was a problem anymore. It's just the way I feel within. It's a feeling that I know I can't ignore. And now I try to move on, I sit and try to respond. They are laughing at me. We need preparation. Didn't know it was a sin to be my own man. Didn't know it was my job to make you understand all the times that I went along with what you say, even though I knew there must be another way. Now it's time that I made a new commitment. So sick of putting up with this resentment. Tried hard but I never even made a dent in the prejudice, the bigotry, the sentiment. Man up, are you saying I'm the weak one? You're the one who needs to take a look at what you've done. I feel things, I'm pretty sure you feel them too. You're just stuck in the cycle they handed you. Moving on and I wish you well, maybe. Moving on and they're never gonna shame me. No judgment from the ones that I hold close. No judgment from the ones that mean the most. I didn't know it was a sin, didn't know it was a problem anymore. It's just the way I feel within. Now I'm pushing you to the door. I didn't know it was a sin, didn't know it was a problem anymore. It's just the way I feel within. Now I'm joining you to the door. I didn't know it was a sin. Whew. Wow. Yes, Hip Hop Pete. Oh man, that was yeah, like a bit like UK rap. Yeah, I think I was channeling a bit of Mike Skinner from the streets when I wrote that one. Oh man, that's exhausting. No, but we actually need regular water to continue with the hydration for that. All right, so that is the first half of the album. So we're going to take a halftime break here. Not really, but I'm going to play a song in a moment that didn't make the album. And if you thought that was a bit of rapping, let's just call this the rapping segment, because this is a bit of a rap song. Yeah. Oh, look. I know. I will keep pushing on. The problem was that I did. I don't know if you had the same problem, Jay, but I did too much practice. I've learned not to practice too much, but I wanted to make sure I could get these done. And then, of course, the more you practice, the more you sacrifice the actual performance. So we'll be fine. We'll continue on. The next one we're singing here, in fact, I think I've got most of the ones that were right up there in the higher registers. So, yeah, so this is a bonus track. Exactly, Scott. Bonus track. So this is a song, and I think it was Mark, actually. Was it you, Mark, or someone that said, hey, whatever happened to the song Lucky? because I thought that you were working on that around about the time of this album, and I was. And did you know that it was on the very last version? There were 12 songs on this album, and then it was literally about 3 days before I released. I'd even mastered it, and I just went, nah, Lucky just doesn't fit this album. But it's a cool song, and I still like it. And I'm going to play it here. So yeah, this is the B-side. This is a little bit of a bonus here before we kick into the second side B of the album. This is our little effect, a little extra one. 2, 3, 4. 4 a.m. alarm, turn off quickly, taxi arrives, do not toot. The kids are still asleep. Well, maybe I am too. Skip the coffee, try to sleep on the plane today. Check my bag, have I packed what I will need? I'll sit 'cause that's my preference. It keeps me separate from the people carrying way too much in the overheads. Safety demonstration, hoping once again it won't be needed. It's a class structure on a tiny scale. Life will have its ups and downs, and sometimes I complain about things that I will choose to do and who it is that I can blame. But when I see the other people cold and sleeping in the rain, I'm lucky to be flying today. 8 a.m. is when I land, it's time to plan my getaway. A big red bus will take me all the way, past some giant orange sticks. Coffee time at last, I make it last until I reach the comfort of my home, away from home. 2-hour meeting about that new thing that's impacting our sales generation capability, promoting synergy and shifting paradigms is stressing me and making me wish that it was nearly time to start my journey home. Life will often make me feel that expectations are unreal, and deadlines that I have to hit will make me think that I'm unfit. But when I see the other people begging for my change to eat, I'm lucky to be flying today. Flying today. Flying today. Yes, I'm lucky to be flying. Life will have its ups and downs, and sometimes I complain about the things that I will choose to do and who it is that I can blame. But when I see the other people cold and sleeping in the rain, wishing they could have my life even for a single day, struggling to just get by, asking for a reason why, I just walk past them every time. Hey buddy, can you spare a dime? I look away as if I find it just too hard to realize I'm lucky to be flying today. Flying today. Flying today. Yes, I'm lucky to be flying at all. Anyone remember flying? So that one's a shout out. It's not a shout out. That sounded stupid. That one was dedicated to homelessness, basically. The fact that how much it sucks that people are sleeping rough, and that we just sort of walk past them and step over them and walk around them. And hey, I'm not. I don't know what to do about it either. I don't know if giving money directly to people that are homeless is the right thing to do. I try to support charities that support homeless people just to ease my middle class guilt. But yeah, I don't know the solution. But I think sometimes similar to the previous song Sin, which is about people dealing with like things to do with sexuality and gender, and the fact that I didn't think it was a problem anymore, but apparently it still is. Homelessness also still a problem. So the more I think about it, Selfish Aware was kind of a dumping ground for all of my sad, depressing thoughts. So the album does finish. The second half does finish a little bit more upbeat and positive. So yeah, it's weird. Yeah, that's right. So was that the last time you flew, Jade, in February? I haven't flown in a plane, a real life plane. I can't even think. Brisbane in January 2020 was the last time I flew in a plane. which is a long time ago. Because I used to fly literally monthly. My old office job, which that song was about. So there's some Melbourne reference in there. Giant orange sticks on the Tullamarine Freeway as you're coming in. Big red bus will take me all the way. So I used to catch the Sky Bus. Qantas flight in, catch the Sky Bus. So I'd have to get up literally at 4 a.m. That wasn't a joke. My alarm would go off at 4 a.m. and then I'd get I'd get a taxi. I'd get on the 605 QF 670. Still remember it vividly. It would land at about 8:15 a.m., jump on the Sky Bus, I was in the office. And the weird thing was sometimes I'd beat Melbourne people into the office, like people that lived in apartments like 2 tram stops away, and I'd get in there and they'd be like, oh, you're here early? And I'm like, no, you're here late. I've been up since 4 o'clock. Anyway. I don't do it anymore, which is great. Hello, Amelia. Who haven't I said g'day to? Giving money directly is very good, Pete. Folks need to know it. Yeah, and that's what I don't know. I think that's right, and sometimes I do, and sometimes it's weird. I we won't go off on tangents because we're already going to run super late on this show. But yeah, it's it's an important thing to think about and to at least consider. At least if you're considering your approach. It's like people that say, oh, I think I'm being really horrible. I think I'm being a dick. If you're thinking enough to think that maybe you're being a dick, you're probably not. You're probably not the problem. You're probably fine. If you have enough of a conscience to think about an issue, even if you're not acting in the way that you think you probably could or should, at least you're kind of thinking about it. That's the way I look at it. All right. Dropping the mic on the employees, yeah. No, it's not the case. Look, I did 25 years of servitude, and who knows? I could be back in the corporate world again one day. Hoping not, but maybe the case. And you've got to do what you got to do, right? All right, this one is a tune. It was from my original EP, actually. It's called In Time. I'll tell you a little bit about it after we play it. Otherwise, I'll keep ranting and... that won't be any good. So this is, a little quick song. It's called In Time. It's about relationships, deception, lies, and all that fun stuff. So dark today. All right. Intoxication has got me under somebody's wicked little spell. Anticipation of what it could be has got me going round the bend. My addiction's so warm and comforting, don't wanna be without it now. Alienation from all my enemies, and I don't know which way to turn. But in time, we could all be friends again, and maybe even best friends if we try. And in time, all of this will be behind us. Everybody has a chance to cry. Suffocation is what I fear the most, and what I'm feeling here today. Recognition can be the hardest part and leave you foaming at the mouth. My repulsion is getting hard to bear. For you it must be even worse. Generations, an uphill battle that I plan to win before the end. But in time, we could all be friends again, and maybe even best friends if we try. And in time, all of this will be behind us. Everybody has a chance to cry. In time, everyone will have a home, and there will be enough to go around. And in time, we can start again, you know, 'cause everybody gets a little down. Everybody gets a little down. So, that's one of those songs that despite it sounding like it's like, ooh, angsty verse, and then, but the chorus is all fine and everyone's happy. Yeah, what it's actually about is it's about, similar to masking. I played a song from Autism Rocks about masking for autistic people. It's look, it's nothing to do with that in terms of obviously autism, but for a lot of relationships, a lot of people mask the problems with their relationships by putting out this rosy persona, and it's weird. I've got this theory that the happier and the more PDAs that people put out there on social media, probably the more miserable they are, which is why me and Georgie just look like we are indifferent towards each other online, because we actually do genuinely dig each other's company. Cheers. It's getting really weird and preachy up in here, isn't it? We better play a fun song. We better change the mood up here. Thank you, Bleeding Red Beats. There you go. Thank you. To prevent Pete from having to go back to the corporate world ever. Hashtag living the dream. And look, there's not a day that I don't get up and think about it. By the way, it's people like Bleeding Red Beats, people like Christopher Rossi, people like Bubba and all the other folks who've donated here today that keep the lights on, because otherwise we'd be sitting in the dark, and that wouldn't be so cool. So I do thank you for that. And thank you to my patrons as well. Thank you for all those that have bought the album in the past. If you haven't and you're digging the music you're hearing here today and you want to listen to the full versions, petejohns.com, and you can go and check it out as well. Thank you, my friend, and appreciate it. So let's write a song. Let's sing a song about college, and about the fact that college simply does not exist. Because as we know, there is no such thing as college. 1, 2, 3, go. I watched a movie back in '85. The kids were driven far away from home, and they were left behind. What is this place? Why is everyone so strange? That crusty dean made them all declare a major. How is this real? Why are all these kids so drunk? Letterman jackets and a homecoming parade just makes no sense. Nerds and jocks and freaks and geeks, sororities. I think they just made it all up. There's no such thing as college. No such thing as college. There's no such thing as frat boys and glee clubs and it girls. No such thing as college. The marching band, they were on the field. People watching 17-year-olds play football like they give a damn. The head cheerleader gives an A. Give me an A! The campus radio were crossing live to some AV club team. And as I sit, I wondered why they have to lie to me so much. And then I realized, hey, it's just a movie. There's no such thing as college. No such thing as college. There's no such thing as frat boys and glee clubs and it girls. No such thing as college. What's there's no such thing as? No such thing as frat boys and glee clubs and it girls and red cups, juniors and seniors and freshmen with majors, football and hazing and dorm rooms and swim team, baseball and preppies and beer pong and keggers and college. There's no such thing as college. There's no such thing as college. There's no such thing as college. But tell that to my fucking student loans. So much for PG-13. Sorry, I had to put that in at the end because every time I get to that, there's always a comment or two from people saying, yeah, but Leah, if there's no such thing as college, why do I still owe 40 grand for that like 4-year degree that I did that I now no longer use because it's got nothing to do with my profession? Yeah, and it's sometimes fun to swear. All right. And here in Australia, we have HECS as well. So a shout out to all my friends still paying off their HECS debt. Yeah, that decision I made to not go to university here kind of helped out because I don't have the HECS debt to pay. But I know it's a daily grind and it's a challenge that never ends until it does. All right, we've got 3 more songs to play here, folks. We are going to go over time because we're at the 50-minute mark, but we're about to go. Bleeding Red Beat says, I wish it was only 40k. Thank you. Yeah, it was enjoy the ending there, Jade. I like it. Yeah, a bit of fun. Student loans are indeed horrible. And when it gets to my children, it's going to be weird. I'm going to have to try not to let my biases overdo it because if they want to go to university and they want to do all that jazz, then they're going to do it. But they're going to have to, like, there's not going to be like, oh, daddy and mummy are going to pay for all your university and then support you all the way through. Because otherwise, I think kids would just go to uni for the sake of it and go to college for the sake of it. And I want them to have, not they have to decide what they're going to do when they're 17. And hey, this could all change in the next 7 years. So yeah, you'll come back here in 7 years' time, and I'll just be like, yeah, that's fine. I need to give them a good backbone and education and all that jazz. But I think education is changing in general. Should we stop talking? I keep getting off on these weird tangents today. Something about this album, it gets me fired up, gets me thinking about things. We're on the Homewood stretch, and this is a fun song that I dig and I enjoy playing. And it's about going home. It's about the fact that sometimes retreat is the way forward. And for some people, going home doesn't have to be going backwards. It can be, hey, that's where I needed to be in the first place. So I know that many folks have done this, and you feel bad. Like, oh no, I'm going home with my tail between my legs. But sometimes home's the place that you need to be. This song's called Home. I've been traveling oh so long, been a hard road, seeds I've sort of overgrown, but now I'm on my way home. Been a long time far away, made a few small and big mistakes, but now I'm done. Now I'm on my way home. Maybe should have seen it coming. Lord, I know I felt some regrets. Now it's time that I start going down the road, heading back to home. So I'd gone and gathered all my things, said my goodbyes, started traveling. I'll take my time, 'cause now I'm on my way home. There's a reason for everything, and now I realize I'll be better off from here. Now I'm on my way home. They say regrets are for the ages, and it's time to start the recoil. Jealousy's a wasted feeling that I'll leave behind. I'm going home. Now 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 I'm going home. Home. That one was also from the Recoil EP from 2017 and from the album because I liked it so much I put it on the album too. Because that's my prerogative. I'm actually considering, and let me know in the chat if you think that I should do this. Cheers. I actually have had so much fun in the last week kind of reimagining some of these tunes acoustically that I kind of want to do an acoustic version of this album. I think it would be a lot of fun to just record using just vocals and just acoustic guitar and do a full acoustic album because I've never done that before. Or even maybe an EP. Maybe I pick 5 of the songs that work the best and do them. That way I don't have to do Sin. And maybe I can include Lucky, because that never got released anywhere. Anyway, let me know if you think that would be cool and if you dig it. 2 more songs to go, and I'm going to play this one. The original version of this one was a little bit more laid back, and I'm going to jazz it up a little bit here for you today, because I didn't want to finish on. I didn't want to sort of slow things down a little bit here as we come into the finish. I am, however, going to open a second beer because it's Sunday afternoon here, folks, and this Bent Spoke beer is delicious. If Bent Spoke would like to sponsor the channel, they're more than welcome to. Right, voting yet. We got some yes votes in there. I'll tally up the votes afterwards, but yeah, I think it'll be fun. Plus, I'd be able to do some tutorial videos about recording, like doing some stereo miking for acoustic guitar and recording, like layering a bunch of different vocals and backing. I think it could just like really simplify things down. And I know for acoustic guitar players out there, you might want to do something similar yourself. So maybe we could do it all together. Anyway. Let's play this one. This song is called New Day. Now, this is because I was sitting when I was writing this song, and I'm thinking we've got 2 problems at the moment, and it was around I won't mention the person, but they wore a red hat, and they kept saying we need to make things great again. And then we had the other side that was saying everything must be new and changing and different, and I'm like, neither of those is correct. There are some things that we can learn from the past that were really good that we should double down on. And there are some things like segregation and racism and sexism and genderism that we need to completely destroy. So we don't actually need to go back to the way things were, but we also don't need to forget about the past. Because if you forget about the past, then you don't learn from the mistakes you've made in the past. So I wrote the song New Day about finding the balance between the two. And it goes like this. 3, 4. There was a time when we used to play outside. Didn't worry who was around. We were free and we didn't have a care about the things we put in the air. But those days are gone, they have floated away. And I'm moving on, no more yesterday, 'cause it's gone, and it's a new day. Was a time when the women folks stayed home to care for all the little ones. And you and I, well, we had to live in fear just because the way we appear. But those days are gone, they have floated away. And I'm moving on, no more yesterday, 'cause it's gone, and it's a new day. Everyone feels a little comfort when they reflect on all the good times that we had and how they felt. But when we look back, we have our rose-colored glasses on. So let's take the best of what we had and make a new day. at an end? Is this just a fantasy? No escape from reality. New day, because it's a new day, right? It reminds me of at the moment I'm listening to a podcast at the moment on Audible about working from home, which is weird because I work from home now, but I don't have an office to go to if I wanted to. But they were talking about the fact that things have changed considerably and that we're not really going back to the way it was. So there's people that are like, oh, thank goodness I can now get back to the office and everything will go back. But guess what we learnt? We learnt that we don't always have to be in the office. We learnt that we don't always have to work 9 to 5. We learnt that having visibility, having the people under your nose is not possible. And therefore, all the managers that led through this dictatorship where they just gave people fear and were fear-mongering, they can't do that anymore. Because people will just walk. They won't put up with it anymore because they've seen the light. They've seen what it can be like, and no one's going back. And I know that's the other thing this podcast said is it's a middle class problem because some people are working at a place and they've still had to work at the place. Like you're working in the Amazon sorting factory for Jeff Bezos. You're like, yeah, that's great. Everyone's working from home. I still have to go to a factory and stand there for 12 hours and sort packages. So next time you order a package from Amazon, please think about the people that are standing there sorting your stuff and packaging it and doing all the jazz. Because, they're good people and they're just they're trying to earn an honest living. And they don't have the luxury like some of us do to work from home. So here, I'll drink to that. Cheers to Amazon workers. We went off on weird tangents here today, but I hope you had some fun. So thank you everyone for being here. This has been a heap of fun. We've got furniture talk going on. I've missed the whole furniture thing. I'll have to go back and check it out. I think we're talking about Barry Glenn and making furniture, which is cool. So I'll go back and check that. Yeah, I buy the crap from IKEA, which is my problem. I need to buy better quality furniture. Thank you everyone for being here. For all those who donated, really do appreciate that, and I appreciate you for being here as well. If you had fun, please do hit the like button, the little thumbs up down the bottom. Please share this with other people. Go over to petejohns.com and check out the full original album and all the other, my new single Work in Progress is there. My EPs are there. Everything that you need to listen to. And I promise I'm not quite as preachy in every song, just about 90% of them. So there's only one thing to go here, and that is the last song. This has to be the last song on the album, one of my favourite songs to play, and let's finish off with this one. All the bars and the pubs used to thrill me. With a couple of pints I was happy to stay. But the truth is there's nothing that I'd rather do than spend some time drinking with you. And you, and you, and you. Some people live for adventure. Some people need the bright flashing of lights. But I'd rather kick back on a Sunday afternoon and spend some time drinking with you. Back in the day I was eager to stray. Far away I like to roam. Now I will be where the beer and wine's free, here in the comfort of home. So the others may want to be different, choose not to listen to all that I say. But while they're lining up just to get in the bar, I'll be sitting here drinking with you. Yodel-ay-ho, where do we go? Somewhere where they turn the lights way down low. Yodel-ay-ho, where do we go? I'd rather just call it a night and go home. So the young ones might call me a killjoy as they wave goodbye saying you'll only live once. YOLO, Grandpa! Hope you bought your vaccination ID, kids. But while they're drinking whiskey for 12 bucks a glass, I'll be sitting here drinking with you. I'll be sitting here drinking with you. So let's just settle in for a few, 'cause I'm sitting here drinking with Bear, Thomas, Barry, Joe, Gregory, Christopher, Mum and Dad, Jade, Star. That's all the names that I can see here right now. But I'll just give it a minute if you put your name there. To Mark, Christopher again, Jade again, Barry again, to Bear. I think that's everyone. Gottrium, Black Covers, Scott, R times 2, Seller 92, Kim Hardin Hudson, Deep Gravity, Gary Hubbs, Bobba. Thank you, everybody. It's been fun drinking with you, and thank you for hanging out with me here today. As we say at the end of every show, please be kind to yourself this week. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. So fill up your own cup first, or your own beer can, and then you can pour it into other people's. And thank you all for being here. Please be kind to other people this week, and please keep creating if you are a creative creator type. And I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye for now.